Kylie McElhone, doing a Bachelor of Arts Dean Scholar with a double major in Employment Relations and Legal Studies and a minor in Indigenous Studies. Having grown up as part of the Stolen generation, we didn't have a lot of cultural input when I was a child. Our culture was hidden from us. So it's actually given back to me, definitely, particularly when you're in conversations with people and they question your Indigenous heritage. It's a hard one. There are some Indigenous people that can be quite powerful, but I think power is about relationships. I think knowledge is the key in relation to that. So Indigenous people, unfortunately, are well behind non-Indigenous people. It's particularly in Australia in relation to education, in relation to rights. And I think even though we have a lot of significant people in key places in Parliament now, I think the power imbalance is still quite wide. I think their knowledge is questioned more than what non-Indigenous people are. Yeah, I've got a story about my son. Last March he was lucky enough to be selected in the Indigenous Australian Oztag team. We went to New Zealand and he competed over there against lots of other teams from the Oceanic Cup it was. And on the first day, all of the Islander teams actually had war cries that they did at the beginning of their games. And Jamie's team didn't have one. And they felt really powerless. So that night they went back to the motel and they got together as a group and they developed their own war cry. And the next day they actually did that when they played the Maori team. And throughout the tournament they did it every game to the grand finals. It just boosted their confidence, so it really empowered them. And they did the war cry before the game, and every other team actually came and stood behind the Indigenous team and did the war cry with them, and it was just an amazing experience. You know, they didn't win, they were runners up, but it actually, I think, in relation to character and in relation to culture, there was such growth.